We talked about, her name is Alexis Jordan on the single Got to Love You, and she won America's Got Talent, like you talked about. As a producer now, where do you go to find talent? Where do you seek talent? Where do you find it?
In Jamaica, it's all over the street block.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, dude selling the peanuts is like, yo, give you a song. You know what I mean? Give you a song right there, and you're like, damn. So it's everywhere. I mean, there's kids. I mean, you know, there's a lot of poverty in my country, and people look for ways out. So there's music, there's sports right now. Big up to Usain Bolt, the whole track team, Rowan Blake. These dudes are champions and doing it. And so there's few alleys where people who ain't, you know, too well taken care of can kind of go to that route and try to make something for themselves as type of hustling, which ain't illegal and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Well, you've definitely had some success at this point. Would you call yourself a workaholic, or do you find time to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Or are you always in the studio, or do you get some downtime, or what?
It's funny, when I get downtime, I'm like, downtime, I'm chilling out, and I'm like this. Like what am I doing? Like, yeah. Because I like what I do. Yeah. So, like, yeah, even this is I like to come meet people, connect with them, just get a good vibe going. The first part of the music business that I loved was just to write the song and be in the studio. That was amazing for me. I was like, yeah, and then got the stuff played on the radio, and I was like, damn, that's crazy, and moved from there. At first, I wasn't a good performer. Didn't like being on a stage, and graduated towards it. I thought that practice makes perfect over the years, and just thought that I would one day be able to rock a crowd, and so I have been for a couple of years now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that's good, man. I like what I do.
Do you remember the first time you heard your song on the radio? And does that still get you excited to hear it when it plays?
Oh,
like
definitely.
You're in the car or something?
Still, man. I remember I have a friend that was a DJ, and he was playing on the radio in Jamaica, and I gave him my single, and he's like, yo, we're going to play it today. Around 2 o'clock we playing, so check it out. It was a Saturday. And I took friends of mine to the beach, and they was all in the water chilling out, and I'm sitting on the beach with a red stripe that's chilling out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hooray, beer.
Yeah. It's good to hear your song drinking a beer for the first time. It is. And, yeah, it was just cool. I mean, I remember being like, yo, it's the first time my voice is all over the place, all over Jamaica and whatnot. So excited, man. Good vibe.
That's awesome. So obviously you grew up in Jamaica.
Yeah.
How is it that you first discovered a love for music? Like, when did you say, yep, that's what I'm doing, that's me? Was it always there, or you kind of stumbled into it, or what?
It was funny that like the first time I started to sing on a track, I remembered when I was a kid, because I was just like, yo, that's that feeling. Where's that feeling coming from? I was a kid, I was lost in a barbecue, and someone was playing like Night Fever, or something. And I was like, yo, I was crying because I couldn't find my parents. I was like, yo, ah. And I was like, it felt like a funny feeling, like my voice, hearing my voice along with the music. You know what I mean? I think I started to cry in key too. And so when I first got behind the box in the studio, it felt so natural to me. It felt good. And I just remember growing up, I always wanted to be a producer. When I was 15, I was asking my mom, like, could I have this little keyboard? And she went to a flea market, bought a little cracked up Yamaha, and I used to make back other people's rhythms on it. And now it's like I started to write rhymes after that, and then just started to get into it, go to barbecues and whatnot, and I changed my focus from trying to be the producer. And I was like, maybe I'll write songs for people, and then it just came on to. It was a natural process, a gradual process. Like, I always liked music. I always was singing in the car and in the shower, and people were like, shut up. You know what I mean? But yeah.
You might notice that Sean you don't show off a lot of bling. You're not like blinged out with the rings and the watches and the necklaces. You're kind of a conservative spender, yeah?
I am, man. I got stuff and whatnot, but that was after the first 10 years. I always thought I want people to notice me for the voice, and notice me for the lyrics and the content and the flow and whatnot. And I find that when everybody in the industry now, especially where my industry is, like, we break and we put on this stuff for people to recognize us. And that's cool because it's about promotion too, but I just wanted to do it on a straight level where it was like people was like, yo, I feel that dude's voice. Who is that? I want to know who he is. So I didn't want to be known for the bling or known for none of that. But after 10 years, I started to invest in a little stuffs. So I do have my stash and blah, 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 but it's just not as important to me at this point, for real.
Got some money under the mattress.
Yeah.
You're good for a while. Got the money and the Grammys. You're set for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I think you may not know that also, Sean, I believe I'm right, that in saying that you're pretty conscious about the environment, too. You're pretty environmentally...
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I think that right now, I was just watching something last night about people like who try to even engineer their whole house to save energy. I think it's an important thing because right now we're having a big problem where, there's people who don't even have that electricity. It's hard. I think that solar power is important. We spend so much money on certain things that are now necessary to our life, like the coffee machine in the morning. So, like, I think why not save on that? You know what I mean? I don't like the spilt milk syndrome. Like, it's just a waste to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good message. So I'm hearing that, and this came from me hooking up with some of the record people last night. I'm hearing I should ask you about some Jamaican slang terms.
Some words. I got words.
Let me ask you, do the words thick and fluffy mean anything to you?
Oh, wow. That's
I take
a nice
it that's
one.
a yes.
That's a nice one.
What do you got? Please enlighten us. Thick and fluffy.
Well, in Jamaica, when you got different nicknames for people and whatnot. So, like, my friend over here, we used to call him Red Boy. Yo, what up, Reddy? Red. You know what I mean? Brown boy. That's what they call a person with my skin color. But for ladies who are of the heavier persuasion, you got a word called fluffy, which is and thick, thick thighs and whatnot. So thick
not a bad
fluffy.
thing, but she's just fluffy.
Yeah, and there's beautiful fluffy girls, and you know what I mean, fluffy. So that's what we call it. And there's songs about people like, yo, fluffy, you hot, yeah, fluffy. Good thing.
I think we just wrote the next single. Something about fluffy.
Something about fluffy. There's something about fluffy.
Okay, so is there any kind of Jamaican slang we can take with us today, aside from thick and fluffy? Is there anything that we can...
Well,
can I say something on the radio, Jamaican slang that people...
Every time I go to somebody's area, they always tell me how to say hello. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when you see somebody in Jamaica, he's like, wagwan, which means what's going on, what a guan. You know what I mean? So that's pretty easy.
Everybody got that?
Wagwan.
Give me a quiz later.
Yeah.
So we, again, thanks everybody watching us online, channel961.com.
Big up my tweeps, everybody watching.
Yeah.
I don't got no service, so I can't answer your questions right now, but big up all my tweeps.
I've got some right here. We got people watching from India, Malaysia, Argentina, Portugal, Mexico, all represented today. And I've got some questions. You want to take a couple of these?
Yeah, please.
Shout out to Sakina, who says, you worked with Jay Sean before. How did it feel working with him? How did you like that experience?
It was good. I mean, I met him on a red carpet, and he was just like, first of all, I saw his girl, and he was like, yo, who is that? And it was funny.
Is she fluffy or no?
She ain't fluffy, but she pretty. But big up Jay Sean and his girl. And I guess, I mean, I was just like, yo, what's up? And he was like, yo, and I have a dancer that dances for him in the video. So I was like, yo, that's my dancer you stole, man. And he's like, yeah, for real. And he was like, let's take numbers, let's do a song. And a lot of the times, nothing happens when that happens, you know what I mean? But this time it came through. He called me like within 2 weeks and was like, yo, I got this song. Could you hit it for me? I was like, yeah. So that was cool. And we kept in touch since. We did a tour in Australia last year. Done a couple of shows with him. But the tour in Australia, we all was chilling out, a bunch of us. And it was good. Yeah.
Well, that is the question from Sakina. Thank you very much, Sakina. Chrissy Foster is asking, if you were not a reggae singer, what would you be doing today in life?
I don't know. Because, like, I was a kid, I was confused. Like, I was trying to do hotel management. I was trying to do architecture. I was trying to swim for my country and go to the Olympics. Didn't know what I was going to be successful at. And one thing my mom always said was just be rounded. So I went to college in Jamaica to a technical school to just do something while I was trying to break into music or be an Olympic swimmer. And the music took off, and I just kind of stayed thinking about all the stuff that made me feel good and gave me good energy. And I was like, that's for me, and stay there. So I don't know what I'd be doing, but I don't know. I always gave jokes now and then, so maybe I could.
Stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Might work for you.
I don't got good timing.
Do you still see your mom? Is your mom still in Jamaica? Or?
Yeah, she's good. She's good. My mom's my strength, man. I have to say big up to her and my grandma. She's still kicking it, doing her thing. I was growing up by the two of them. You know, my father went to prison when I was 13, and me and my little brother was in the same house with my grandmother and my mom. So I just got a deep respect for them. You know, I mean, they went through a lot to keep me in a good school, to make sure I stayed out of trouble. Yeah.
I get the feeling that wasn't always possible based on that reaction.
Nah, it was funny.
Well, they did
Funny stuff.
they did a great job, I think. So you should
Thank
be
you.
proud of that.
Appreciate it.